you practicing the video, John? It's
What's
saying,
that?
it's saying webinars now streaming
Yes,
live.
yes, I'm doing that on purpose.
Okay,
Just
I figured.
in case we go over 100, or at least for the DeMarche people that can't attend, because I wanted to have a backup. So if
Right.
our backup will be this YouTube live stream.
And that is just available via private link, everyone, just as a reminder. We're not just putting it out there. So all the compliance people can be secure and happy.
Made me nervous for a minute.
Okay, so I didn't want to lose our place. Pat, you're comfortable sharing the slides, and then Lauren,
Yep.
You're going to just speak on one of those slides?
But mine is the first slide in Pat's presentation, so he will drive the entire power piece.
Okay. So Mike will toss to Pat. You'll both be on screen for just a moment. Pat, you can just say, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having us. However, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'll let you decide what to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then obviously, I guess Mike will introduce Pat and Lauren, and then so I can have all three of you on screen for a moment, which is one thing. The moment Mike introduces you, don't share your slides that very second. You know, we want you on screen for a moment, just talking, and then as you're ready, start to share your slides. Lauren will take it, and then
Yes.
And then from Patrick back to Colleen. Mike, how did you want to handle that? Did you want to come back in and thank them and then toss to Colleen?
Yeah, I'll jump back on as they get to their last couple slides. Maybe you put me back on, and when they get through, I can thank them, and then go through any Q&A that we have on the screen. I can reread the questions to you guys, and we'll just go from there. And we'll get to a point when questions will stop, or we'll hit our agenda time. And then I'll introduce Colleen to come on to do her part. And I'll be turned off then until we get to the end of Paula's presentation, last few slides.
All right, and then so Colleen, we come to you.
Okay, so I'll be on screen for a minute, and then I'll just say thanks, Mike, and then I'll start sharing. Oh. Okay, so I hit the little Zoom icon at the bottom, but now I've lost the ribbon that shows me where to click share screen.
Okay.
Try moving your mouse down there. Does it still not come back?
No, it's not. I have.
That's weird.
I know. It's very weird. Well, I may be asking Sally to step in and do this for me. Yeah, this is just odd because it was there a minute ago.
Okay. Well, we're happy. Sally, did you want to share them, or do you want me to right now? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
And of course, if you hit Control L, it'll go full screen. Control L on Adobe Acrobat Reader makes it full screen.
I guess I don't have that function on this laptop.
Oh,
so
you don't? Okay.
There you go.
Okay, we.
Share. I look like an idiot now. Let's see.
This is why we do practices, because it really does pay off to work out all the bugs beforehand.
Oh.
I can share too if you want me to. Awesome.
Okay, yes, I don't have the full screen function on this laptop.
Okay, I'll share them for right now so we can go full screen and then Control L. All right, Colleen, if you just want to go through them quickly.
So this is not showing up on my screen, full screen. Should it be?
Are you
I have-
able to see them at all? It might be the view that you have.
Yeah, Colleen, I actually had this problem on our February webinar. I didn't realize I had a setting. If you go
Yeah.
to the top of the screen, there's a view options. And then there's a zoom ratio and you want it to fit to window.
Yeah, I have another slide on my screen. It says new to working from home. Here are some tips to help you meet like a pro. I don't know where that came from and I'm not sure, but that's what's up. And so none of the other ribbons are up like normally I see. So I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to have to just work through this somehow and see. John, I may have to do this offline with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's, this is unusual.
It's all right.
Okay, so the assumption is though that either Sally or John will share my screen and I'll go through, or I'll ask them to advance the slides. I only have, I think it's 4 slides, Sally and John, either 4 or 5. And then when I'm finished with my part, I'll go ahead and introduce Paula. And then Paula can take over from there.
All right, and we'll bring in Paula. Okay, and so Colleen tosses to Paula.
And John, I'm going to actually click out of the Zoom and try to come back in. So I'm
Okay.
going to be off for a minute.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes, right now what we can see though is it's like a presentation mode. So we're seeing the one slide and then on the side there, that's more full screen.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to switch it when I just shifted it. Okay, so yeah, just. So you can't see what, I can see the next slide to the right. You guys can't see that.
We cannot, right.
Okay,
Yeah, it's full screen.
perfect. That's it.
All right.
Very good. Yep,
And
I'll
then
jump
just
back
stop
on
sharing. All right.
and lead the Q&A. And I know I asked earlier, are the questions going to come through the chat function or the question and answer function?
So really to both. So you'll
Okay.
see that Q&A, but just in case, I'm also sending it via chat
Okay.
to all.
All right, I'll have them both up on my other
Yeah.
screen here.
But both of them will be available. But yes, the Q&A will have it as well as the chat.
So
Great.
if it comes through the chat, do I just say, hey, we got a question X, or will Mike read the question, or?
I can prompt you. I mean, if you do see it and you just want to start addressing it, that's okay. But I'll try to facilitate it and just say here, okay, here's our next question, read it to you. That way you don't have to try to navigate, the different areas.
And it might be that we have, 2 or 3 questions along the same lines and Mike may need to kind of summarize the question so that we don't waste a lot of time asking lots of individual questions.
Right, yeah, oftentimes we will get some that are basically same topic, just worded differently.
Okay, so I'll rely on you. And just from a practical perspective, how much time should we leave for questions? Like 5 minutes after our presentation?
Oh, what do you think, John? We're probably maybe like 10 minutes.
You have on the you have 10 minutes listed on the agenda for Q&A.
I think 5 to 10 is okay. We're maxed out on participants here. So hopefully we'll get a lot of good questions, but our fellow DeMartians will also often pose questions up to get conversation going. If we don't, get a lot of the audience that are asking anything. So.
And we want to
If-
stay on time too, so each of you have been given, like Pat and Lauren are 9:10 to 9:55 and Paul is from 10:05 to 10:50. So it's dependent also upon how you go through your slides, and how you handle the presentation as far as how much time we're actually going to have for questions.
So
To a
I'll
degree.
I'll also say that questions will be coming in throughout the whole 2 hours. So Patrick and Lauren, say that you finish 5 minutes early, and we have a couple of questions. You and Mike can go ahead and take a question or two before we transition over to Colleen. That's up to you, but we don't have to try to handle all the questions that have come in for an hour and 50 minutes in the last 10 minutes. We can handle some of them throughout.
And I guess on that too, if we get a question mid-presentation, you want me to, I won't be on camera at that point though. Do we want to try to get it addressed or wait till the Q&A portion? What do you think, John?
I
Just
would
wait.
recommend not interrupting the presentations. I think it's better to kind of do the presentation and then address questions afterwards.
great.
Otherwise, we can really go in a downward spiral of just answering questions and not get through the presentation.
Yep. Okay, great.
But I think it is good to kind of mix some conversation throughout the 2 hours with the slides. It could get kind of boring if it's just now Colleen is going to give her slides. Now Patrick is going to give her slides. Now Paula. If it's a mix of a little bit of conversation or Q&A interspersed with the slides, that's some variety that will keep people's interest. We have a lot of interest in this. I don't expect people to drop off. We've had really good retainment rates throughout all of our webinars. It's really been surprising. I shouldn't say that, but it is. You kind of expect 2 hours. It's like, wow, are we going to keep people's attention for 2 hours? And this is our third one. And through both of the others, we've, including some very specialized topics, we've really kept people's attention. We tend not to see drop-offs. If we see any drop-off, it's at the top of the hour because people have to go to a meeting, and then the last 10 minutes. And it's not because it's boring, it's just because they've been online for an hour and 50 minutes and they're either having to get to the next meeting, to lunch, or whatever. So we really haven't seen any significant drop off until the very end of the webinar, when people know it's coming to an end anyway. But that was a very long answer to a fairly short question. That yes, I think some variety. I think let our speakers do their presentation, but then if there is time to do a little bit of Q&A at the end of their presentation, let's do that.
All good.
Any questions from the panelists here, or any concerns? All right,
Nothing from me. Yeah, this is really helpful.
So
excellent.
thank you Thanks for the opportunity.
So again, everybody sign on at least 15 minutes before the webinar starts. We'll check everybody's sound, your video, and we'll just do a quick, make sure SlideShare is working for everybody so that we're prepared if for some reason, and then we'll be ready to go. If you have
Doug?
any,
Can
Yes.
you, Colleen, and I stay behind and go through that practice one more time?
Yeah,
Sure.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll stay on with you too.
okay.
But,
Otherwise, if you if you have any questions before then, just contact Mike or me or both of us, and